evening. You've joined us right here on the India Development Debate. I'm Taneia Bhardwaj and we're coming to you live from our Mumbai studios. Didi is a speed breaker in Bengal's development. This is how Prime Minister Narendra Modi today kicked off his campaign in Siliguri, followed by a packed house in Brigade Parade Ground in Kolkata. Within minutes, Mamata Banerjee retorted by calling Modi Expiry Babu and a liar. The power-packed performance has only increased the heat in the state of Bengal, and both the leaders have pitched in on nationalism, the NRC, and also talking about social schemes. Both the state and the centre. Bengal, remember, sends something like 42 MPs to Delhi and is one of the most crucial states where the BJP is hoping to make some serious inroads. Mamata Banerjee, Chief Minister for the past 8 years, has been positioning herself as a Prime Minister hopeful should we see a fractured mandate. So the question we are asking tonight, can the BJP increase its tally in Bengal? Is Mamata Banerjee a kingmaker of this election? Well, before we debate any of that, you have to take a listen at the face-off.
बंगाल में एक स्पीड ब्रेकर है, स्पीड ब्रेकर। इस स्पीड ब्रेकर को यहाँ के लोग दीदी के नाम से जानते हैं। ये दीदी आपके विकास की स्पीड ब्रेकर है। साथियों, दीदी को गरीबों की चिंता नहीं है। आखिर दीदी गरीबों का पॉलिटिक्स करने में मशगूल है। वो गरीबी को खत्म करने के लिए कैसे काम कर सकती है? अगर गरीबी खत्म हो जाएगी तो दीदी की पॉलिटिक्स भी खत्म हो जाएगी।
PM is Expiry Babu. His prime ministership has expired, his government has expired, so I will call him now Expiry Babu. You said our government has not done anything for the poor. Explain what you have done for the poor. I dare you to debate with me on this topic. Please don't lie every day. Remember, the Prime Minister's duty, the Chaukidar's duty, is not to lie.
Without further ado, Battleground Bengal is what we're going to talk about this evening on the India Development Debate. And for that, first, let's introduce to you our panelists for the evening. Spokesperson of the BJP, Taneia joins in. We've got Abhishek Bagchi, who's a supporter of the TMC, and political analyst Maidul Islam is here with us as well. Gentlemen, good evening, and thank you so much for taking the time out. Well, Mr. Islam, I'd like to begin by first talking to you about what you've made of campaigning that's clearly hit fever pitch today in Bengal. As you heard, the Prime Minister calling Mamata Banerjee a speed breaker in the state's development, and then Banerjee in turn challenging him to a televised debate. Right now, most polls are giving the BJP no more than 8 seats in Bengal. How are you looking at the party's prospects there?
Yeah, I think the 8 seats are quite reasonable. This is because in Bengal has a larger history of long regime, and any opposition party actually takes time to get to something like around 20-25 seats. I remember Trinamool Congress in its initial days in the late 1990s, 98, 99 Lok Sabha elections, they got something around 7-8 seats. I think the BJP in Bengal is still in a nascent stage. They don't have a state level popular leader which could actually match up with the charisma and the popularity of Mamata Banerjee. So the anti-Trinamool vote is actually consolidating behind BJP at the cost of the left and the Congress, but it is not that much to get into a double-digit figure.
In Bengal, our political analyst on the show says is reasonable, but Mr. Taneia, your party is aiming for anywhere between 23 to 25. I'm going to reiterate, most opinion polls expect you to, yes, register your best showing, but still at best gives you 8 seats. What's making you so hopeful?
Well, the work that we have done on the ground, look at our footprint today and the number of people who are joining Bharatiya Janata Party every day. They're joining by thousands. And that's precisely the reason Mamata ji is so rattled. Look at the kind of language she has been using for the Prime Minister today. Just look at the language. So absolutely rattled. Because she knows that she is losing ground to Bharatiya Janata Party. And she knows that our not only vote share, our number of seats is going to kind of dramatically go up, may even cross 25. And she knows that. You see, so that's precisely the reason. And, you know, and our focus is on development. What she has done over the years since she came to power, deindustrialization of the state. I mean, she's anti-development, she's anti-growth, she's anti-human rights. There is no government in West Bengal, there is no governance, there is no law and order, and ordinary people are just sick of it. Let me give you two examples. The center has come out with this, you know, Kisan Samman, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman. That means the farmers get money. She's coming in the way. She has stopped it. She's not letting them, you know, money to be delivered to these 70 lakh farmers. Look at Ayushman, health for the poor. Again, she has come in the way. She says no way. So she is anti-poor, anti-middle class, anti-industrialization, anti-growth, and the list just goes on. So people are sick of her. All you have in West Bengal is darkness, complete darkness, while people want Sonar Bangla. They want Solar Bangla. They want golden West Bengal. That's their dream, and they know only BJP can deliver. And that's happening on the ground. That's why Trinamool Congress and Mamata ji, they're so absolutely rattled. And we understand it. Now she's talking about have a debate with me. And who are you? You're Chief Minister of State.
Ask
And you want to
Abhishek
debate
Bagchi,
with the
Mr.
Prime Minister
Taneja.
of what? On foreign policy?
Right.
On China policy? On Latin American policy?
Okay, let's go to Abhishek Bagchi. Abhishek, to respond to that, is Mamata Banerjee rattled? You know, the battle for Bengal is crucial in this election. West Bengal, as we said on the start of the show, sends something like 42 MPs to Parliament. Even as Mamata Banerjee is sort of trying to position herself as this prime ministerial hopeful, the fact is that most polls are showing that the TMC this time will win, but fewer seats than it did in 2014. Corruption, nepotism, unemployment sort of seem to be the big worries. How do you respond to that?
So you have to understand that BJP people, even in media, electronic media as well as in social media, they keep on telling that they don't have an ecosystem. They keep on complaining that. Now you have to understand why they could not gather an ecosystem in spite of being 11 years in power. Because they are based on anti-intellectualism and non-fact based approach. Why these things, see what Mr. Taneja was saying, it was purely a rhetoric. You have to understand what has actually happened on the ground and why the people of Bengal is solidly behind Mamata Banerjee still now. See, if you see the budget, if you see in any state budget, there are three components: state's own tax revenue, as well as a component called central devolution, which comes from the center. Now, own tax revenue of the state from 2011 to 2018 went thrice. It was 21,000 crores. This year it has been 62,000 crores. The capital expenditure, that means the expenditure incurred in building roads, hospitals, bridges, has gone up 6 times. So can you imagine the amount of work that has happened? And that's why if you see the 2011, 2014 and 2016, 2011 and 16 was Vidhan Sabha election and 2014 was Lok Sabha election, the entire state was solidly behind TMC. Now if you see the different parameters, now Mr. Taneja, whatever he is saying, like I am really shocked. If you look at the long-term BJP ruled states like Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, these states, and you could compare Bengal, you cannot even compare. Those, wherever BJP has touched, those states have gone bone dry in terms of development. If you compare human development index parameters, like say infant mortality rate, Bengal is far ahead of all these states. Go to Niti Aayog website, if you can see that infant mortality rate is far lower than them. Maternal mortality rate is better than all the BJP ruled states. If you see the FDI,
yes.
FDI, if you compare with all the BJP ruled states other than Maharashtra and Gujarat, we are far ahead. In income tax collection, Bengal is ahead, is in top 4-5 states. Now, if you see in each and every economic and human development index parameters,
yes.
we are ahead. Now, about central schemes, about this Ayushman Bharat,
right.
we
Abhishek,
already had a better scheme like
Abhishek, I think you've made your point. I think you've sort of hit home with the point you're making. Let's ask, let's take the discussion back to Mr. Islam. And Mahdul Islam, do tell us, why is it that Mamata Banerjee resonates with the voters? That's really my first question for, for those of us and those viewers watching who don't quite understand the nitty-gritties of Bengal politics. And the other question that I really want to ask you from a political landscape point of view is something you alluded to, that is this boil down to a TMC versus BJP fight? You know, do you think that the BJP has sort of emerged as an opposition force, managing to edge past both the Congress and the left front? Because, you know, if you were to look at, for example, the Panchayat election results, the BJP won 7,000 odd seats. It's also improved its vote share by 6% in the assembly election.
Certainly, particularly after 2016 assembly elections, the BJP has emerged as the second party or the main opposition party. This is because of the steady decline of the Congress and the left from 2016. Remember, the BJP generally gets more votes in the Lok Sabha than in the Vidhan Sabha. So in 2014, they got around a little over 17% votes. Whereas in Assembly 2016, they got a little over 10% votes. And even if you compare with the 2009 and 2011 data, BJP in 2009 Lok Sabha got a little over 6%, whereas in the 2011 Assembly, they got a little over 4%. So generally, because it's a national party, BJP gets more votes in Lok Sabha. So it's likely to do well in 2019 Lok Sabha elections. But how much? Now that's the question. Remember, BJP got in 2014 a little over 17%. Now from 17% to how much? Now that's the question. As far as the identification of the voters with Mamata is concerned, remember Mamata Banerjee has fought the left for 20 years. And then she emerged as a popular leader, as a mass leader. So in Bengal, things don't move very quickly in terms of political opposition. Now, also Mamata Banerjee comes from a relatively humble, modest background. So the poor essentially identifies with her. She talks in a very colloquial language, and urban poor was historically been very much consolidated behind the Trinamool Congress, even in its early days of late 1990s and early 2000s. But post Singur Nandigram agitation, a section of rural poor and quite a significant section of the rural poor actually have now being rallied behind the Trinamool Congress. Particularly after 2011, I would say that on 4 issues, particularly in terms of construction of roads, rural electricity, I think these two were very good happening. We can see that in the post-poll CSDS survey in 2016 assembly elections. Access to banks have now increased. That's another issue, and people are more watching television, which means even in the rural sector, which means that there has been some kind of increase in purchasing power.
Okay.
So these 4 issues, which is electricity,
Yes.
that.
Yeah, thank you so much for really sort of putting that out there for our viewers. Mr. Taneja, the Prime Minister today, we heard him at the start of the show hitting out at Ms. Banerjee, dubbing her as a speed breaker in the path of development. Let me ask you, what is the new alternative that the BJP will be able to provide for the state?
A very good question. You see, very good question. First of all, governance. The quality of governance in West Bengal is so bad that nobody wants to go and invest in West Bengal. Look at, just ask anybody in West Bengal, identify 2 big ticket investment. Nobody wants to go there. Who wants to go there? Would you like to go and invest your money in West Bengal? Chances are you're going to say no. So governance, because there is no governance, there is complete gundaraj, goons of the Trinamool Congress. They have taken over the state. They treat their state, the entire state, like their fiefdom. In such a situation, nobody wants to go there. Nobody wants to go and invest. Look at the state of violence, situation of violence. For every little thing, is the violence is what you get back from them, from the state. Now the question is that, and at the same time, look at the importance of West Bengal. In the 60s, West Bengal was the second most industrialized state in the country after Maharashtra. And look at West Bengal today. Nobody wants to go there. And at the same time, West Bengal must be mainstreamed economically if you want to develop Northeast. West Bengal is the gateway to the Northeast. Such an strategically important area. And that's precisely the reason our focus, so that's what we will bring. Second thing what we're going to bring in, a kind of a business environment, a kind of social and political environment so that the people can breathe freely. The Trinamool spokesperson talk about anti-intellectualism. Hey, we know these words. Do you think only you have the copyright? Intellectualism and Mamata Banerjee? What are you talking about? Are you kidding? There is no intellectual. All you know is danda, goons, gundas. That's West Bengal. You have reduced West Bengal, such an important state, such a proud people, to this. So now the question is that people are waiting. People want good governance. People want economic growth. People want focus on development, and they know only one party can deliver that, and that party's name is BJP. And we are getting there soon. Soon you are going to have even the chief minister of BJP in West Bengal.
Okay, Abhishek Bagchi, respond to that. The promise of governance and development that the BJP says is going to be its pole plank. You know, the fact is also, Abhishek, I want to say that the TMC, you could argue, has been a speed breaker when it comes to rolling out some of the central government schemes. Like Mr. Taneja said, the Prime Minister's Kisan Yojana, the Ayushman Bharat in Bengal. Many would say that this shows a sense of desperation. You know, the TMC may be too desperate to try and stop the BJP in Bengal. How would you take on that criticism?
Yes, fantastic. So the second statement by Mr. Taneja, the second time also he actually made a statement devoid of any facts and figures. That is too typical of BJP culture. See, they are talking about investments and development. Look at the states that they have ruled for 15, 20 years. That all the Bimaru states, in what condition they are still. Okay, and the developed states of India like Karnataka or Maharashtra or Tamil Nadu, they hardly had very less amount of BJP rule. Okay, so first point is that this Ayushman Bharat, we had a better scheme called Khadya Sathi, and we were paying the people much earlier. The central fund was not coming. We were bearing the entire cost. In spite of that, entire scheme was getting rolled out as an advertisement platform of Mr. Narendra Modi. The same happened with Kisan Yojana. The amount of money that we are giving, it is impacting 72 lakh marginal farmers. The third thing is that he is talking about investment. About investment, what we can say is that if there is these rhetorics like Gunda Raj, goons, you know which are the software companies who have expanded now in West Bengal. TCS has 40,000 plus employee. Wipro has 10,000 plus, Cognizant has 20,000 plus, IBM has 15,000 plus employees in Bengal right now. Plus there are around 900 software companies which are working. I am not even talking about in the manufacturing sector. In MSME, micro, small and medium sector, we have the highest growth rate. You see the FDI that has happened, it is 25 times. This year, 8,000 crores of FDI has happened, which is 25 times of growth in last 2 years. Now, Mr. Taneja cannot talk on facts because they are always based on rhetoric and fed on social media, fed on the junk data generated by social media handles. Now, if you have to give a good governance, you have to see the actually Mamata Banerjee's model. It is not only for the marginalized and poor section where we have a Kanyasri scheme, where we actually increase the enrollment, school enrollment ratio of the girl students, whereas we have spent around 6,000 crores, whereas Modi's Beti Bachao was 51% was spent on advertisements.
Okay.
So we have not only taken care of the urban poor, but rural poor, but we also for the urban educated middle class, whether it is in sector in manufacturing, whether it's sector in software, in banking. Now 30 banks have taken up plots by 13 crores per acre.
Okay, all right.
30 plus. So do you think these companies are fools that they are taking up and building
fair enough, Abhishek. You've made your point. Mr. Taneja, would you like to respond to that? And also, I want to talk about, your party's stand as far as continuing to reaffirm its commitment to the citizenship bill is concerned. You had Mamata Banerjee warning of a civil war and bloodbath if you were to go ahead with it. Don't you believe that somewhere that could hamper your prospects, not just in Bengal, but the Northeast as well?
These are two different questions. Just allow me some time.
Yes.
See, the point is that, the Trinamool Congress spokesperson, the figures he is talking about, anybody can go to Niti Aayog's this thing and download these figures and start ranting. But look, but at the same time, when you look at foreign direct investment, we are the one. If today India is the hottest destination for FDI, is thanks to our policy, is thanks to the job that, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has done. Is the FDI coming seeing face of Mamata ji? Who will come and invest? Is Narendra Modi's face that FDI is coming? Is BJP's policy that FDI is coming? Number two, you talked about income tax collection. How much of that income tax collection is coming from enterprises initiated during Mamata ji's time? Zero. Zero. Is because companies like ITC and some other companies are registered in West Bengal. They are registered, so therefore the figures, when you look at the income tax figure, they look high. Because these are not West Bengal companies, they are national and international company. They are registered offices there, they pay income tax out of that. So it reflects there. If you want, I can go on more figures also, because you know the spokesperson of the Trinamool said that we don't know figures.
Yes.
We can also download like you have
No.
done, and your
Yeah.
viewers can download. Why should now the second point I want to make is when you talk about civil war and all.
Yes.
That's Mamata Banerjee for you. That's precisely people are sick of, without understanding anything. She will comment on our relations with Bangladesh, come in the way of warm relations with Bangladesh. She will common citizenship thing completely out of context and call for a civil war, and the kind of language she will use. That's precisely people are sick of. A person who can't control, the words and comment on things which she has no clue of. People are saying it brings bad name to the very proud people of Bengal, West Bengal. West Bengal people are very proud people. Look at their culture and tradition. They are among the very best on this planet. But what Mamata ji does, in the name of West Bengal, brings shame to them. So they want to take revenge. They are sick of her. They want her out. They want these gundas to be out of power.
Okay, Abhishek, respond to that. I know that your party and the TMC's view on the citizenship bill is very clear.
See, the entire response.
Yes, just 1 minute. I just want to say, just 1 minute. I just want to say that many also believe that, it's working in the BJP's favor and your party is being accused of trying to appease minorities.
See, you have to understand, the biggest anti-Hindu party that has come to power is BJP. 25 lakh Hindu Bengalis have been excluded in NRC. They told they will throw Bangladeshi Muslims out. Now, I am not quoting this number. They are BJP MLA from Hojai in Assam. Shiladitya Dev told this. Rajendra Gohai, the central minister, told this. 30 lakh Bengali Hindus have been excluded. It is Rajendra Gohai's number. So they have told out of 40 lakhs they have excluded, they want to throw out Bengali Hindus out of India. They were questioning why Mamata Banerjee is giving money to Durga Puja committees. So you have to understand, whatever pro-Hindu steps have been taken, we have restored actually Gangasagar temple, we have restored Tarapit, we have restored Tarakeshwar. Every Hindu step has been criticized by BJP because actually whatever they had promised for Hindus, whether it is Uniform Civil Code, Article 370, 35A, Citizenship Amendment Bill, everything they went back. Even they could not do a case for RT for minority institutions. So this is the biggest anti-Hindu party, but they have to create a polarization that every other party is the Islamic party and they are the only messiah for Hindus. This BJP government in Jharkhand, they had stopped Durga Puja procession for Mohram. In Bihar, they had done the exact same thing, but they because in 2017 the Mohram procession and the Durga Puja procession was on the same date.
Okay,
so
Abhishek, I'm sorry, I have to stop you there. I have just one last minute left on the show, and I want to give that to Mr. Islam. Maidul Islam, what are the primary issues from your vantage point based on which voters are going to decide in Bengal? What are the motivating factors? Because, we must remember and we must tell our viewers that Bengal also this time has the maximum number of first-time voters, some 20.1 lakh of them.
Yeah, I think jobs are the going to be a major issue. And apart from that, service delivery, which is different kinds of doles and the schemes. The Congress has its own kind of schemes, Trinamool has its own. We are yet to see BJP giving something constructive, or let's say some kind of a offer that they're going to give to the new voters as they tried to sell it in 2014. It seems that BJP is actually pitching the campaign on national security and NRC and citizenship bill. But what are the largest socio-economic issues, particularly that of wages, employment, education, healthcare? Bengal has been largely voting on these grounds. I don't find the NRC and the citizenship kind of a debate becoming a major issue beyond 4 or 5 Lok Sabha constituencies. I think that's a kind of a problem there. But yeah, jobs and education, healthcare, pensions, different kinds of doles, these are going to be the major issues, I think. And also whether there is an alternative to the BJP or the BJP is going to be there. So this is a vote. Basically, it's a referendum poll on the 5 years of Modi's rule. So there will be people who will be voting against Modi, and there will be also people who will be voting for Modi. So I think that's the kind of issues that we are going to see.
All right, thank you so much. And I'm afraid, though, we've completely timed out. But Narendra, Taneja, Abhishek Bagchi and Maidul Islam, thank you, gentlemen, for taking the time out. We'll take a quick break here on the show, but come right back with an exclusive with none other than market veteran Ramdeo Agrawal. Here he is in conversation with my colleague Nikunj Dalmia on what it is that stock markets are looking out for as far as election 2019 goes.